The liberal story cherishes human liberty as its number one value. It argues that all authority ultimately stems from the free will of individual humans, as it is expressed in their feelings, desires and choices. In politics, liberalism believes that the voter knows best. It therefore upholds democratic elections. In economics, liberalism maintains that the customer is always right. It therefore hails free market principles. In personal matters, liberalism encourages people to listen to themselves, be true to themselves, and follow their hearts as long as they do not infringe on the liberties of others. This personal freedom is enshrined in human rights. In Western political discourse, the term liberal is sometimes used today in a much narrower partisan sense to denote those who support specific causes like gay marriage, gun control, and abortion. Yet most so-called conservatives also embrace the broad liberal worldview. Especially in the United States, both Republicans and Democrats should occasionally take a break from their heated quarrels to remind themselves that they all agree on fundamentals such as free elections, an independent judiciary, and human rights. In particular, it is vital to remember that right-wing heroes such as Ronald Reagan and Margaret Thatcher were great champions not only of economic freedoms but also of individual liberties. In a famous interview in 1987, Thatcher said that there is no such thing as society. There is a living tapestry of men and women, and the quality of our lives will depend upon how much each of us is prepared to take responsibility for ourselves. One Thatcher's heirs in the Conservative Party fully agree with the Labour Party that political authority comes from the feelings, choices and free will of individual voters. Thus, when Britain needed to decide whether it should leave the EU, Prime Minister David Cameron didn't ask Queen Elizabeth II, the Archbishop of Canterbury, or the Oxford and Cambridge Dons to resolve the issue. He didn't even ask the members of parliament. Rather, he held a referendum in which each and every Briton was asked, "What do you feel about it?" You might object that people were asked, "What do you think?" rather than, "What do you feel?" but this is a common misperception. Referendums and elections are always about human feelings, not about human rationality. If democracy were a matter of rational decision-making, there would be absolutely no reason to give all people equal voting rights or perhaps any voting rights. There is ample evidence that some people are far more knowledgeable and rational than others, certainly when it comes to specific economic and political questions. Point 2 In the wake of the Brexit vote, eminent biologist Richard Dawkins protested that the vast majority of the British public, including himself, should never have been asked to vote in the referendum, because they lacked the necessary background in economics and political science. You might as well call a nationwide plebiscite to decide whether Einstein got his algebra right, or let passengers vote on which runway the pilot should land. 3 However, for better or worse, elections and referendums are not about what we think. They are about what we feel. And when it comes to feelings, Einstein and Dawkins are no better than anyone else. Democracy assumes that human feelings reflect a mysterious and profound free will, that this free will is the ultimate source of authority, and that while some people are more intelligent than others, all humans are equally free. Like Einstein and Dawkins, an illiterate maid also has free will, hence on election day her feelings, represented by her vote, count just as much as anybody else's. Feelings guide not just the voters, but also the leaders. In the 2016 Brexit referendum, the Leave campaign was headed together by Boris Johnson and Michael Gove. After David Cameron resigned, Gove initially supported Johnson for the premiership, but at the very last minute Gove declared Johnson unfit for the position and announced his own intention to run for the job. Gove's action, which destroyed Johnson's chances, was described as a Machiavellian political assassination. Point 4 But Gove defended his conduct by appealing to his feelings, explaining that, "In every step in my political life I have asked myself one question: what is the right thing to do? What does your heart tell you?" 5 That's why, according to Gove, he has fought so hard for Brexit, and that's why he felt compelled to backstab his erstwhile ally Boris Johnson and bid for the alpha dog position himself, because his heart told him to do it. This reliance on the heart might prove to be the Achilles heel of liberal democracy. For once somebody, whether in Beijing or in San Francisco, gains the technological ability to hack and manipulate the human heart, democratic politics will mutate into an emotional puppet show.